Hey everyone, Richard here. I got a PSA return today. This was at PSA since March, so it's been a little while. But yeah, let's just change our view here to looking at the cards and see how we did, because I did not look at the grades beforehand. Let's get into this. Alright, like I said, I got a PSA return right here. There may be some random cuts because not all these cards are mine, and I don't want to show the cards that aren't mine. So if you see some random cuts, that's what's going on there. But these are all Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I had submitted. Like I said, I sent this off early-ish March, and it is now mid-July, so definitely took a while to get back to me. Especially when I sent it off, I think it was like a 45-day turnaround expected, and obviously it took much longer than that. Yeah, just getting into these boxes. This submission is actually from the little mini collection I picked up back in March. I'll throw some images and stuff up. I'll leave links in the description if you want to see that collection. I paid $180 for that collection, so was kind of seeing if I could get my money back out of it. And I'm pretty confident I did, even though some of the comments did not think I could. But yeah, let's... I think this first box I just opened were cards that are not mine. So let's try this one. Let's see what we got. All of these are older Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I think the most recent Yu-Gi-Oh card in this submission was like 2010, so it's older stuff. Not necessarily expecting 10s, to be honest, because it's older, but I actually did a decent amount of work trying to clean up these cards before I submitted them. And when I say clean up, nothing like additive or anything, just microfiber and making sure they were clean and good looking. But yeah, like I said, I don't know the order of these or anything. I'm assuming this stack right here are all mine. I'm not going to count them, but it should be 14 cards. Like I said, if there's something that isn't mine or shouldn't be there, I will cut it out. But yeah, all right, let's do this. So first card, we got a Fire Darts. Admittedly, I don't really know how these ultimate rares are going to do. All of the ultimate rares that were part of this submission, you could see. There I am. You could see the imprint of the ultimate rare texture on the back, which is pretty common for these, but I wasn't sure. Let's see. Okay, a 9. That's not bad at all. Like I said, I did do a little cleanup on these, made sure they were shining good and everything. But I'll take a 9. 9 is kind of like the I did good range for most of these cards. Don't really want to see 8s, and if I get a 10, that's amazing. So here's another ultimate rare. A 9. Okay, cool. I'm very happy with 9s. Like I said, I really wasn't sure how these ulties would do, because you can't see the imprints on them. Some more than others, honestly. And oh, Blackluster Soldier. This one is not first edition, but this is one of those cards where, like, high risk, high reward. At a 9, I break even. Anything less, I lose money. And at a 10, you do really, really well on this card. At first, I wasn't going to submit it, but I cleaned it up, and I thought it shined really well and looked really nice after a cleanup, so I decided to roll the dice on it. And it got the 10. Okay, this is a big card. I'll throw the money it's worth on the screen just so you can see. This basically paid for the collection and the grading costs. This is a big win on this one. So we got a 10. I did not expect that, especially because most of these were just in crappy old sleeves in a pile. They weren't like in a binder well taken care of or anything, so that's really cool. Destiny Hero Dreadmaster, ultra rare first edition. I just did this with an in because it was first edition and it seemed like in decent shape. Okay, 9. Yeah, like I said, pretty old cards, 2006. So not too bad. I'm still pretty excited about this right here. I didn't expect any 10s. Okay, Magician's Valkyrie. This is a really low pop card in a 10. Even in a 9, I think it's relatively low pop. So I had to roll the dice on it. And look how they shine so nice. Okay, a 9. It's still worth more than the grading costs at a 9, so not too bad there. Next card. Paladin, a White Dragon. Okay, this is the first edition. This one I was a little unsure on because I think it's the back. The back has some very minor things going on with it. I thought it might squeak out a 9 after I was done with it, but we'll see. An 8, okay. An 8's still like, I think it's like $70 or $80, so not bad at all, but was hoping for that 9 because the difference between an 8 and a 9 is like $200 in value, and a 10 is well over $1,000. But not too bad. Okay, so we got, that's our first 8. Next card. Millennium Shield. This one I had so much hope for. I don't think it's going to get the higher grade I like. It looks really, really flawless. The centering's really great, but it has this weird, I think it's like a car paper stock. We'll talk after I let's see how I did. An 8. All right, I really hoped for at least a 9 on this. This is really clean card, but it has like a weird paper stock thing happening up here. I looked at this really extensively, and it's not like a dent or a bend or anything. I don't even know if it's going to show up on camera. But it has this weird thing up here, and I wasn't sure how they were going to handle it. At an 8, it's still like $50, so not bad at all. But I really hoped this one was going to do high. But, oh well, 8's not the end of the world. Less than an 8, and I would have been pretty angry. But I'm sure you hear the planes out there. But another Ultimate Rare, Mystic Swordsman level 6. This one is first edition. This one is another one where you can definitely see the ulti imprint on the back, but we'll see. It got, okay, a 9. So 9s on these ultis. I'm not upset about that. I really wasn't sure how hard they were going to be because of the imprints on the back of them. Mostly 9s, which is kind of a win so far. Cyber Dragon. Again, this is a really hard card to pull in a 10. It had an outside chance in it, so that's why I put it in here. Got a 9. All right. That's basically the lowest you want to see this card. Yeah. Next card. Oh, Stardust Dragon. Okay, this is the same as that Magician's Valkyrie earlier. Really low pop card. I'm not even sure what a 10 would go for in this, but I was hoping for the 10 because these were clean. Okay, it got the 10. This is low pop. I want to say this is less than 10 total 10s out. There might be like 8 of them. It's a very low population. This is potentially a fairly big card because any Yu-Gi-Oh fan knows who Stardust Dragon is, and it's a nice older card of it. But yeah, that's exciting. That's another 10, and it's a pretty good one to pull, honestly. All right, next card. Elemental Hero Shining Phoenix Enforcer. It's unlimited. It's an ultra rare, but I figured why not? It looked pretty clean. Elemental Heroes usually are collectible. Okay, and I got the 10, so that's basically best case scenario. Even at a 9, I don't think I would have done too well on this card, but it just seems so nice. I decided I'd try it out, so nice 10 there. Next card. Okay, Elemental Hero Flare Wingman. I don't think this has a shot at 10, but you can see the name is shifted down, so it's actually a misprint. Not a super rare misprint for this card, but a misprint all the same. And it got the 9, so very happy with that. Very, very nice. I'm not sure the value on this one. I know misprints, particularly name shifts, do have some collectible value. So I don't know. I might keep it. I might take offers on it and see what happens, but pretty cool. Now I see a Pokemon card here, which won't be mine, so we'll probably cut. I don't know if there are any more of my cards in this pile, but we'll find out. All right, so 2 more cards that are mine. I think they're probably both Ultimate Rares. I know at least one is Ultimate Rare. I can't remember what the other one is. But yeah, let's just see. We got Okay, Serial Spell, first edition, ultimate rare. Like a 9, like I'd been getting on these, would not be upsetting at all. I think this was one of the better ones. Yeah, this one only has a very slight imprint. You can kind of see it right there. It looks worse right there than it actually is. I think that's partially from the case, but it got, okay, a 10. Very nice. I don't know the value of a 10 in this. I imagine it's probably relatively low population. But nice, first edition, ultimate rare. We'll take that in a 10. All right, last card. Okay, DD Survivor. This is unlimited, but I remember it looked pretty nice. And it's a fairly popular card, I would say. And it got a 9. All right, very nice. So overall, I did really, really well on this. Nines were what I was hoping for on most of these, and only dropping to 2 8s on cards that are older than I kind of expected wouldn't be the highest grade, and to get 4 10s and these two right here being likely fairly large cards value-wise, I'm very happy with the outcome on this. That little collection buy was definitely good, and I still have probably 15 more cards from that I set aside that I could send off to PSA if I wanted to. I think they're high enough grade. I just haven't decided if I want to or not. I already sold most of that collection, so way into the profit on that. I'll definitely end up keeping some of these for myself, but that's fine. Some are PC cards now. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed that. Pretty solid return, I think. Yeah. Take care, everyone.